Hello, everybody. I think staff is bringing more seats, but in the meantime, we're going to start the presentation.
Better?
Oh.
Okay, we are going to start now. May I have your attention, please? Thank you. Hello, welcome everybody to our fourth assembly. And we'll start the slideshow in a minute. I want to welcome people online as well. We have got a few people online. Does everybody have a seat? If you don't, a member of staff will bring a chair for you. Thank you. Okay, let's start. So like I said, welcome to our fourth assembly, which is a project showcase. You will find out today how our projects have been doing before we move on to the next assembly cycle. So my name is Jyoti Singh. I'm your North Area Community Neighborhood Manager. So what's the schedule today? Before I start, we have got Arena. Arena is a BSL interpreter. Does anybody need a BSL interpreter, online or in person? No? Okay, thank you. And one more announcement is that we will be taking pictures. So if anybody doesn't want their pictures to be taken, we'll announce it again. You can let us know. And if online you don't want your pictures to be taken, you can switch off the camera. I'm sure Chris has already explained that. So schedule for today is welcome and housekeeping. Then we'll introduce you to our councillors. If any councillors are online, Chris, please let us know. And if any councillors are in here, because I know a couple of them weren't feeling well.
Right. Online I am, Jyoti, Winston Vaughan.
Oh, welcome. And we may have a CMT member online as well, Jamie Cook. So
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jamie Cook. I'm the Interim Corporate Director for Environment and Sustainable Transport, and it's a pleasure to join you this evening.
Thank you, Jamie.
And Jyoti, can I also offer an apology for Councillor Jane Lofthouse?
Sure, that's
okay.
Fine.
She's another meeting.
Okay, thank you very much. And then we'll do presentations from your local project leads. There's going to be a 20 to 25 minute activity, depends how quickly we can finish the presentations. And Glynette, my colleague, will explain it to you. So please pay attention because we really want your feedback, and that feedback will tell you how successful we have been this year or the previous year, and what else can we do in the following year. So then you said we have been receiving feedback throughout the year, and that is what's shaping the next assembly. So we'll come back to that a little bit later on. Then you will, how to join your local working group. We have got a brilliant working group. We want more people in that working group in the next cycle. So that is what we're going to do. And we may have Councillor Charlene McLean, unless she's in a meeting, to give her feedback. Or say thank you to you all. Okay, housekeeping and guidelines. Please listen to each other when you're discussing. Give everybody a chance. Be respectful. You don't have to agree. Share what comes to mind. This meeting is being recorded, like I said, and photographed. Please let us know if you don't wish your photos to be taken. And please enjoy being part of this, shaping your community neighborhood, and give us a lot of feedback. What to expect from today? Like I said, this is the last community assembly for this cycle. Today you will hear from your projects that you voted for a year ago. Celebrate the change made to your neighborhood since 2021. Share how your projects have impacted you. Find out how you can get involved in the next assembly cycle to make this program bigger, better, bring more residents in, bring more friends in. And leave your thoughts and comments before you go. That will be at the end of the assembly, and you can then put your thoughts, and we have got it on the table where you registered. So community assemblies so far. So our cycle started last year, March, April, working group recruitment, followed by the first assembly, where you gave us few ideas. And then in assembly 2, everybody heard about the project proposals, then everybody voted on there, and project delivery started, and then projects gave feedback in the 3rd assembly, which was in November, and we are here at the moment in March 2023. This is the end of 2021 to 2023 cycle. So what has happened so far? You chose the local priorities in 2021. So local priorities are where people come, they say these are the challenges, this is how we want to make improvements. So we had 8 priorities, and out of these, through the vote, everybody selected, not we, you selected 3 top priorities. They are on your tables if you want to look at them. Then great projects were delivered in 2021 to 2022. So far we have delivered 24 projects in the last couple of years. New ideas were put forward in May 22, and 100,000 was available in each neighborhood area per year. So far it has been 200,000. Your working group assessed each application and they put this forward, and then you voted on your favorite project in July 22, and successful voted projects were announced in September, and projects started in October 22 or later. So like I was saying, your local 3 priorities. So in June 2021, you voted on these 3 priorities. The first one is public spaces and waves. It's actually cleanliness and waves. Sorry, that's an error on there. So this priority is aimed at encouraging the community to respect the local environment by keeping it clean, because there's a lot of concern that our roads are not cleaner or our parks are not cleaner. So a lot of projects happen because of their nature and biodiversity. So this is Forest Gate. Everybody wanted to be cleaner, greener, and that remained a priority, and public spaces and buildings. So this aimed to improve the look and feel of public spaces and buildings in Forest Gate, how everybody's using various buildings, and also parks and other spaces. Okay, now I would like to introduce our councillors. I think Councillor Vaughan is online. Councillor, if you want to say a few words, and then I'll invite Jamie. Hello? Chris, is Councillor Vaughan online? He was.
It was online. I'm just checking the.
We have got Jamie online. Jamie, would you like to say a few words, please? Thank you.
Thank you, Jyoti. So as you have outlined, the priorities were articulated to us by the group, by the residents. So we had the cleanliness and waste, the nature and biodiversity, and the public spaces and buildings. We received 20 applications in the year 22-23, and we have 12 of those projects that have been successful after our voting. I'm just going to quickly run through those projects. So we've got the Food for All in Newham, the Youth-Led Nature and Biodiversity, Trees in the High Street, a Green Oasis in the Town Centre, Let's Repair, Wayfinding Murals, Safer Pavements, Greener Pavements, Clean E15 A Place to Grow, Get in Touch with Nature, Dance for Wellbeing, and the Forest Gate in Maryland Environmental Network, One Newham, and Shine a Light. So each of these projects are now at various stages. Some of them are being designed and some are actually in the delivery stage, and you'll be able to see those coming to fruition now.
Okay, thank you very much, Jamie. Okay, thank you. That was Jamie, Corporate Director of Environment and Sustainable Transport. Okay, now we come to the exciting part. So we will be getting updates from our local projects, and I am going to swiftly move on to that. So our project leads, can you put your hands up, please? I know Shofar is online. Is everybody else here? Okay, thank you. So these are the projects, like Jamie said, we had 12 projects this year. So I'm going to give you a very brief update on the first three. Okay, I'll do the first three, and then we have got 9 presentations. Okay, these 3 projects, one is Trees in the High Street. It's a resident project which has £5,000. And the main aim of this project is to green an eye at the High Street. So this project is being delivered by Newham Council. They're working with the resident and they have agreed on the locations, and they will put the planters by next month. They'll be installed. If you want to help with the maintaining of the planters, this one or any other planters or any green project or any sustainability project, after this assembly finishes, you can come to speak to myself, Glynette, or actually to the project lead, which will be even better. So the other project was Safer Streets, greener streets. There's a lot of concern here. Somebody actually spoke to me today as well, that how people are parking on pavements and how it is really dangerous for everybody. So the resident, Sam, she came forward, she brought this project to us, and Sam really wanted that to stop. So again, LBN Highways, they're supporting Sam to achieve that. And they're going to install some planters and maybe some bollards so people don't go on pavements, but it's they're discussing it with each other. So the last one is the Green Oasis in the town centre. Chigo is here. If anybody wants to speak to Chigo when we go through the feedback round, he can give you the feedback. And as you can see, major part of the proposed work to even the ground by removing headstones, that has been completed. They're going to put grass in the area, and this is going to be a community space. You can use it, you can speak to the church, you can have your picnics there. Please go and use it. It's a beautiful space now. Okay, so now the update from local projects. Our first project is going to be Forest Gate and Maryland Environmental Network. May I ask Susanna to come forward, please? It will take her a few seconds because she's on crutches at the moment. Thank you, Susanna, for coming in today despite your surgery.
Okay, does that work? Right, okay, so I put in a proposal to set up a network for environmental and sustainability projects. The reason why I did this is because I am the chair of One Newham. One Newham is the partnership network in Newham for community and voluntary organizations, and we support the development of networks all the time. And as a previous working group member, it struck me how many initiatives there are that cover environmental and sustainability issues and how little coordination there is. And so this was the chance to do something about it. So the network is open to anyone and will be and will provide a platform and space for its members to come together and coordinate activities. Right. So what has happened so far? We've done quite a lot of different research and looked at models of networks like that up and down the country. And we launched the network in February here just over there, and we had 33 people present and 15 organizations, which was brilliant. We agreed that we would call the network Sustainable Newham, and with the aim of involving groups from other neighborhoods in the future, and that we would focus on creating a web presence and social medias, and without any effort. We now have over 80 members, followers on Instagram and various other things. Okay. That's all right. No, not finished yet. Sorry, hold your horses. Okay, so what the next slide is about, whilst Jyoti gets it on screen, is that we are going to, this is an old poster, by the way. It's now called a Green Fair, and the Green Fair will happen on the 1st of May at Forest Lane Park. And this is an invitation to you all, first of all, to come and participate and have a look at the different initiatives that are going on in Forest Gate and Maryland, but in Newham more widely. So the fair will have stalls, workshops, talks, entertainment, music, and it should be a fantastic day out. So how can you get involved? A variety of different ways. We have got a steering group in place, and if you want to join the steering group, there's still place for people who want to drive the direction of the whole network. But more importantly, you can also help with the organization of the event. I have got here a form which allows you to jot down your interests if you want to get involved, either by helping to organize the fair or by speaking, entertaining, running a workshop, leading an activity, running a stall, volunteering on the day. There is an awful lot of things to be done. So if you're interested, come and see me later. I have got forms that you can fill in, and the whole lot will also be available online. And that's the end of it. There's one more slide. The QR code, if you want to take a photo of it, gets you to the website sustainablenewham.org, and be aware that this is still under development, but on there you will find updates, details, and all sorts of other things. Thank you.
A huge round of applause for Susanna. Thank you, Susanna. If you have any questions, you can speak to Susanna after the presentations. Okay, I would like Hazel to come forward, please, for Shine a Light. And this is another project from a resident. And after this one will be Sarah Ballon for Food for Newham, but that's a video. So Sarah, if you want to come forward for the video, you can.
Hello, so I'm a local resident and I put in this bid to light up the exhibition space, which if you turn around and look straight behind you, you can see an opening and you can see it's brightly lit. And that is because we got together funding through this programme to improve the quality of that space, which is increasingly used for exhibitions and classes. the lighting system that was there, lots of people were trying to put exhibitions up, but you couldn't see them, it was very dim. And now we have a class act, which is especially important because we have very many excellent projects happening both from the library and in Forest Gate, which can exhibit the work of local people, both cultural heritage and projects, exhibitions about the projects that you do. At the moment, so oh, there we go. So what we did was we put the exhibition lighting up, we bought some new frames and easels. There's been 4 exhibitions that have benefited already. And at the moment, you can see Fothergill's Flowers, which was led by Eleanor Pierce. And that is a heritage lottery funded programme. So by improving the standard of the exhibition space, we can also help people locally who are putting in bids to bring money into the borough. So the borough has very little money for arts and culture, as you will know, and the need to bring in funding is excellent. Forward programmes include James Valentine, Lorraine Tapper. It will be her first ever exhibition. She's come through classes that have been held here over the past 6 years, and Makers at the Mill. There's a lot of additionality. So there's been lots of conversations. For example, there was a bookcase in the library which we asked to be moved to create more hanging space, and the library has done that. We're currently shaping an agreement around the expectations of the library and the people putting up exhibitions so that everybody understands what their role is and things go smoothly and people understand exactly what they're getting into, and the gate understands what the artists and the people exhibiting need. We also, during the opening, we had a countdown for the lights during the opening of Fothergill's Flowers, which was great fun. If you like, some of you can come into that space and I'll turn the lights off during the breaks. You can just see what a difference it makes. But the, yeah, can you go back one? Thanks. During that time, we did a lot of interviews, recorded interviews with exhibitors and visitors, which is very useful information. We have a lot of information in that people can use in their funding applications when they're going for more workshops to be had in the local area. Finally, we're discussing with the Gate staff if we could manage smaller exhibitions when people aren't ready yet to use the whole space, but might want to do a little bit in one of the other areas. You might, for example, Sue Hayes group who are doing wayfinding murals might do a little exhibition of half a dozen pieces showing people how that happened and how they could therefore get involved in getting funding from the Community Assembly in the next round. And finally, that's it. It does depend on councillors' offices' capacity to manage the various spreadsheets of clashes of people, because there's a lot of demands on this library space. Well, it's a community resource, it's more than a library, especially with the coming closure of Durning Hall. And the need for us to find more spaces and use them productively is growing. Finally, if you want to come and speak to me during the interval, if you want to put up an exhibition, come and talk to me, but also I can tell you about the times you can help with the current project, which is renovating Dancing Spring, which is the crocheted mural that goes up in the town square marketplace. Time up, done it.
Thank you. A huge round of applause for Hazel. Hazel has brought so many artists into this library and also a lot of creativity into this library. So thank you very much, Hazel.
I'm with you again, Jyoti. Hello?
Hello,
Jyoti?
councillor. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, could you hear me?
I can. I'll come
Yeah,
back. to
I'm
the
afraid I was logged out.
presentation.
I was logged out for a very long time. I couldn't get back in.
No, it's okay. We'll come back to you just after the presentation, so we can.
Okay.
introduce ourselves. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, our next one is video from Neom Community Recycling Charity, Food for All. Sarah Ballum, who's been working really, really hard. Sarah, can you stand up and give everybody a wave, please?
Hello, I'm Sarah. I'm the trustee for the charity. I run the Food for All project alongside Paul here.
Oh yeah?
The project is going really well and the funding has helped us to reach even more people in need in Newham. The funding covers help with the van costs for both vans, and we've even managed to secure a temporary storage unit. So if we get a huge influx of stuff that the food banks cannot set down just due to space, we don't have to decline it and let it go in the bin. We can put it down until they've got storage and then re-deliver it over the weekend or once they've got storage available. Before we received this funding, it was self-funded by Paul here. For 2.5 years. He was reaching 2,000 people previously, but obviously 2.5 years going and he's become a pensioner now, so it's just not feasible and affordable for him to carry on doing so. So this money that we've received from the funding has helped us to continue all the hard work that he's been doing throughout, and we've been able to now reach, like I said, over 3,000 people a week, and that is mostly families. We're here today ready to deliver off the van, as you can see, at Helping Hands. They're going to be coming out shortly to speak to you. This is where we're going to be delivered, and we're going to be speaking to Julian, hopefully, if he's around.
Hi guys, we're at the Project Surgery today. Just delivering some food. We've got some fantastic Heinz spaghetti, this is Christy, she's one of the helpers, bless her, and works for the surgery. So we've got this food, we're just delivering it around Newham now, but the Project Surgery has been here on our books now for ages, and they serve a lot of people who are in need, and as you know, in the time of crisis that we're in at the moment, it's really important that we get people fed. So we're going to unload this and then we're going to hand you over to Sarah, who's going to say a few words about what we do for them.
Hi, this is Sarah.
Hi. Right, I work at the Project Surgery, and as you can see, this food helps out a lot of homeless people, not just homeless, anyone in need. We provide for all the public, not just our patients here, and we are very, very grateful for all the food that's delivered to our surgery.
And what time do people come into the surgery to receive some like a hot drink or something?
We've got a lunch time which opens up from 1 till 3:30. They can get a hot drink, something to eat, some eating, just sit down and have a little chat. You know, it's all about getting together and just helping everybody.
It's amazing work that you guys do.
Hi, my name is Ilyas and I'm from the charity called the Newham Community Project. We run a food bank on Kathleen Road. We've been running the food bank since the lockdown in 2020. It's been now almost coming up to 3 years. We're a very busy food bank. At its peak, we used to provide food to over 3,000 people a week. Even at this moment in time, we are supporting over 700 families per week. I would just like to say we've had a lot of support from the Newham Community Recycling, which is Food for All project. I want to name Paul and his daughter Sarah. So we've been getting support for the past 3 years from them. They come basically and give us free food which they have picked up from supermarkets, and they give us free food so which we can then give out to our beneficiaries. Honestly, but without their support and help, it would be very, very difficult to run our food bank. So I cannot, thank them enough for what they are doing.
Hey, Ron.
Hi, so I hope that
Okay. Can't
you've
talk now, I'm in a
enjoyed the
meeting.
presentation and you've seen some
All
photos
right.
and videos of people
Yeah, I'll call
that
you
we
back.
deal
Okay.
with on a day-to-day basis. We hope to continue our good work and help many, many more people. And we're very grateful and thankful for all your help. Thank you very much.
That was to wake everybody up. Sarah, may I ask you to stand up? Can we have an applause for Sarah, please? And by the time Sue Cooper comes forward, I just want to say if you think there is a food bank or anybody else who can benefit from Sarah's project, please get in touch with her. Emmanuel Church and a few other organizations have benefited from that as well. It's a really, really good project. They're very humble in the video because I accompanied them. It was actually amazing to see. So thank you, Sarah and Paul. Okay, we have got Sue Cooper here for Clean Green E15, a place to grow. There you go.
Hi, so I'm here from Maryland Community Group to talk about our project, Clean Green E15. So the project, this is the from the original application. So it's project on an area in Leytonstone High Road in Maryland, and it's on a pavement area right in front of the high-rise flats there. So historically, currently, we get lots and lots and lots of fly tipping there around the recycling bins, and it's just a really unpleasant experience for everybody that's living locally, from the people from the flats, for everybody using the high street. So the project is to put in a series of planters around the recycling bins and on the pavement area. The original project we put in, we wanted to have a community seed library, some facility for composting and rainwater collection to support the project, and we wanted a community notice board to share information about all the projects. So just a little recap. So on the left there, you can see the photos of what we generally have to deal with on the pavement there and walk around and climb over when people come out of the flats. So the different priorities for the area. So the cleanliness and waste, improving our public space, and introducing planting. And the key bit of the project was around it being edible planting. We want it to be all edible, so fruit bushes, fruit trees, herbs, edible plants, all of those things. Oops. Oh, this one. This is me and Julie, who's sat at the back hiding, and Nick from Maryland Community Group. So one of the things we had to do back in the summer was talk to our local residents and work out if people were in support of that. So we did lots of standing out the front in front of the flats and grabbing people and making them talk to us. And yeah, and overwhelmingly people wanted something different in that area from what is already there. So this is where we're at. So the work we've done. It's been a bit complicated because we had 3 LBN departments to be working with, so highways, housing and recycling. We originally wanted or hoped that we could move the recycling bins because that is kind of a focus for waste there. But actually that wasn't possible. What has happened is one of the clothing bins there has been removed to make space for planters. So on the right there, that's the new space. One of our planters will be going in, and recycling have moved up the other the other bin. So there's no space there, because what used to happen is people used to push all their stuff in there and it would just be a big mess. So that's an improvement. We've now got permission from the housing department to go ahead on their land, but the flats have got a big recladding project going on, so it can't happen till April when they finish the building work. We've met with highways, with housing, and the contractor that's going to do the work on it, and we're in the kind of final stages of tweaking the quote and the offer to move ahead. And this is hopefully what it's going to look like. One of the other things we've had to tweak on our project was originally we were looking at slightly smaller planters, but when we met, we decided actually we didn't want people to sit on them, and we didn't want people to sit drinking on them and leaving lots of extra waste and litter. So we've had to kind of amend our budgets a little bit to take that into account. And then one of the other outcomes, I'd like to think there's an outcome actually, is the recycling department of working with housing to look at a pilot for composting with the people in the flats that don't have other access. So that's where we're at. We are hoping we've got some provisional dates for work on the planters to support at the start of April. And we're at the back over there if Julie wants to give us a wave, and you can come and talk to us if you're interested in doing some gardening, if you're interested in volunteering, helping in any way, do come and talk to us. So that's where we're at. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Another amazing project, as you can see. And if you want to help, because there are a number of planters in Forest Gate, please speak to us. We need help with that, and the projects need help with that as well, because they all work full time. All the people who are presenting to you, they do their daily jobs and they're volunteering their time. So hats off to them. Before we move forward, Councillor Vaughan, I would call upon him because he may have to leave early for another meeting. So Councillor, if you're online now, please, if you can switch the screens, please. Thank you.
Is it over to me? Jyoti?
You're on mute, Councillor.
I don't think I am. Hello?
You're
Hello?
not off. You're not
Hello?
on mute. We can hear you on here.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I missed.
Returning voice sound up here.
Could you hear me now? Could you hear me?
That's better.
Hello? Hello?
They can hear you, Councillor. They just turned up the volume in the main room now, so hopefully that should be loud and clear. Is that correct, Jyoti?
Trying to make it a bit more interesting, just to see everybody's attentive. Okay, councillor, please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you very much and good evening to you. Awfully sorry that I missed most of the meeting. It's down to my broadband, which has been giving trouble all day. However, good luck to all those who projects are on the way and those who finished the last year ones. What I think is, I haven't seen them all, but I've heard quite a lot about the success that has been achieved. And what I did notice is that the Emmanuel Church on the corner of Upton Lane and Romford Road, the bid that they won last year, I seen they've now put that into, I think that's now completed, because as you walk around the church, you see how wonderful it looks. It's all very clean and looks much better than it had been in the past. So congratulations to Reverend Cheeky on the good work that he's done for the church. And also along Upton Lane, I think the plants that have been planted a year ago, I'm not sure if they're still there. Are they still there?
They are, councillor.
Anyway, I think they made the road look much better than it was. And I think you should continue, if there is a bid to do any more work along Upton Lane, that I think it would enhance the street itself, because as you know, it's full of shops and things like that. And I think if we have some greenery along the pavement, it would give an uplift to that area. So good luck to all the others who have won their bids. And I saw Hazel when I first came on. I know she's done a lot of good work, and well done to her as well. And good luck to everyone. I'm awfully sorry I can't stay much longer, but take care and well done.
Thank you, councillor. Thank you for the comment.
Yeah.
Now we're going to move on. I'm going to call Suze forward, please, for her presentation. You never know, somebody may start singing in between.
Hi, I'm Suze and I'm a Forest Gate parent of 2 young kids. To catch up anyone new to the community assembly, the lovely people of Newham have voted for my wayfinding murals to increase visits to a local playground and sports court to improve physical and mental health. They also help people find the Up Garden, a new community garden which introduces them to nature and biodiversity, brighten up the council estate that it's on, and hopefully also reduce antisocial behaviour like littering and graffiti, thereby addressing all 3 priorities of the community assembly. Eric Road Playground and Sports Court is located on a council estate here in Forest Gate North. It's just behind my kids' nursery, but it took me a whole year to come across it by accident because I never thought to walk down this narrow, unwelcoming alley at the back of the nursery. That's actually a very nice sunny day. It's not normally like that. 5 years later, this experience remains true of other local parents, and it's a shame because it's always in a good state, it's clean, but it's nearly always empty when I used to walk past. The endless expanse of dirty red brick and grey concrete, the several unused asphalt laundry yards and overhead walkways make the estate feel somewhat unloved and have turned it into little more than a walkthrough for those that know about the alley and ignored by those who don't. In fact, it's full of people and families from all sorts of backgrounds, but the layout and environment don't encourage hanging about or socialising. Last year, I started this street art trail. You see the slight orange marks on the picture, which starts with a signpost on Dames Road, then pavement decals from the Wild Goose Bakery to the playground and sports court to raise awareness of them and encourage more use and improve physical and mental health. It was really well received. Kids interacted with the trail, more families at the playground and the sports court, but you lovely people agreed with me that the decals were a bit sparse at the playground end and that the trail would be more obvious if enhanced with murals, which would also brighten up the narrow, neglected alley. And since the pavement decals were installed, the council and I separately created the Up Garden, which is a free-to-access community garden open every day on the same council estate. So the trail would help people find that too. Here are the mural locations again. And then by magic, here are the designs which the powers that be have commented positively on, with no objections by any of the permission granted by the deadline. So they are agreed. The original pavement decals were inspired by 3 designs commonly found on kente and African fabric, but turned into a more abstract street art style that would encourage playful interaction. The chosen artist and I have taken forward 2 of those for the murals. I'll introduce you to her in a second. The top design is for the alley wall. The interlocking circles motif represent Newham's cultural diversity and unity, and how our interconnectedness strengthens communities. The relationship between flora and fauna also symbolises this concept. The bottom design is for the playground wall. The chevrons motif represents a to and fro action, whilst the hand symbolised the Caribbean partner, which is a system of pooling money based on trust and friendship. These reference Newham's communities helping each other and working together. Unfortunately, this project has suffered lots of delays. I asked for permissions for the 2 walls back in January and June 2022. I was granted one of them in September, but the other remains outstanding. In the interim, I researched and reached out to various local artists to discuss the project to identify who might be the best fit. The chosen artist is Forest Gate Rave Antonietta Tortiello. Pop your hand up, Antonietta, for opening the library. Her award-winning designs, which draw on her Newham roots and part Jamaican heritage, made her the ideal candidate on the project. I'm excited to work with her and showcase her talent on such a large canvas. She and I agreed to not commence design work and potentially waste time and effort until we knew exactly which walls would be involved. A month ago, I was assured that the outstanding permissions are being granted orally, simply required formalising in writing, and we should therefore proceed. We are therefore aiming to deliver a 6-month project in 6 weeks. Wish us luck.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Suze. And Suze doesn't give up. Like every other project lead, they all work very, very hard to achieve what they need to achieve. So thank you, everyone. Okay, our next one is a video, which is Youth-led Nature and Biodiversity Project. I think Shofar is probably online for her group. Anybody here from Shofar's group? Yeah, they are in here. So let's see what they have achieved in the last year, or they're going to achieve in the next few weeks as well.
Welcome to Ashok's Vision Youth-led Nature and Biodiversity Multi-Project funded by Newham Council 2022 to 2023. Ashok's Vision International was established in 2019. Our aim is to deliver projects related to nature, biodiversity and community to engage younger people from diverse backgrounds alongside local community stakeholders to ultimately improve our community and the environment. Thanks to Newham Council's Community Assembly process, our project received votes from local residents in Forest Gate and Stratford area. Like last year's result, we were at the top of the list of projects once again chosen by the community. The approved £20,000 funding has been a much-needed lifeline for our startup CIO charity. Set up in Newham on one table in Woodgrange Marketplace 3 years ago, giving out free self-care items to young people during the pandemic, is now a thriving project that is leading on nature and green space. We continue to operate from our base in Woodgrange Marketplace, London E7, where we are now finally able to pay rent for 2 gazebo spaces. We have been doing outdoor weekly learning and planting, as well as indoor learning workshops, watering existing planters, introducing new sustainable planters, and seasonal market festivals led by youth. We are delighted to say, since receiving the funding, we are on track with our project life cycle. As you can see, our youth leaders have done an exceptional job so far, building a robust team and coordinating and implementing the project work. Our milestones: outreach events, recruited interest from local young people. We have 5 youth interns who facilitate training meetings at our office in Suit 2000 Newham. We all take on different roles, suiting our skill sets, and delegate tasks accordingly. Tasks include community outreach, stakeholder engagement, governance, risk assessments, on-site market work, finance, designing merchandise, doing inventories, research, photography, social media updates, video blogging, and monitoring and survey analysis. Our charity ethos has always been for youth, led by youth. We are delighted to announce that we have our own project gardener, Kath, from Forest Gate Community Garden. She provides the young people with a safe, fun, and educational learning space. Kath ensures we are all working in an inclusive space and where everyone is respected and celebrated, whatever their background and ability level. According to our in-house surveys, most of the youth volunteers who take part in our project have not previously had any planting and nature-related learning opportunities, and this is a brand new experience for them. The benefits of our project is clear to see. We set out to connect nature and mental well-being and ensure all our projects have a strong focus on progression and innovation. Our survey outcomes revealed that Newham youth want to help improve the environment they live in and help make Newham a greener, cleaner and safer space. We have been working on our 5 allocated planting sites. Number 1, Forest Gate Learning Zone. Number 2, Wanstead Park Station. Number 3, Woodgrange Road, outside Berricat Supermarket. Number 4, outside Forest Gate Community School. Number 5, 2 new planters freshly installed in Earlham Grove. As per our maintenance agreement, we continue to clear litter and hazards, plant, prune, weed, water, and report vandalism. Before we started, most of the planters were neglected. Litter picking is still an ongoing task. So far, we have found objects such as alcohol bottles and cans, vapes, wasted food and containers, glass, vomit, feces, lighters, light bulbs, pan spitting, and the biggest item, half a sofa. As you can see from before and after photos, we are transforming our public spaces, and we are also transforming and shifting attitudes of locals. When people walk past us, they smile, and that is progress. So far, we have received the first instalment, which is £8,000. We are still in phase 1, and below are some of the associated costs: gardener, planting equipment and tools, storage space, social media and publicity, merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, gardenware, rent for market, lunch, vouchers, training, DBS checks, hall bookings, and workshop space. The local response from our residents has been incredible. When we are on the site working on planters, local residents of all ages and backgrounds have been approached us to thank us. Some of the local shopkeepers often offer us free drinks, fruit and snacks, and the places of faith such as the local mosque and church have praised us, telling us how we are cleaning the environment is an act of faith and kindness, and they are proud to see young people in a positive light in Newham. Please come and visit us and continue supporting us in our vision to make Newham a greener, cleaner and safer space to live, and help us in our plight to positively highlight youth engagement, empowerment and leadership. Thank you to Newham residents, Forest Gate, Stratford Community Assembly, working group members, Newham supporting staff and all our collaborative stakeholders. Thank you from the Ashok Vision International Youth Leaders EVI team. Ashok Vision International, visualizing locally to impact globally. We are creating a world where the elements of nature, play, spirituality, support the mental well-being of our young people.
Isn't that fantastic, everyone? May I ask Shilpa's team to stand up so we can see who they are who have been supporting her?
As I'm in the midst of applying for residence.
Again. And thank you to all the young people who made this possible. Shilpa started this charity in memory of her brother, and hopefully it will grow beyond this neighborhood, this country, like they said, globally. And if you need to help and before that, if there is any young people who are suffering from mental health, please forward their details to Shilpa, introduce them to Shilpa, introduce the families to Shilpa. This charity is all about helping young people and their well-being and mental health. Thank you. Okay, I am going to ask Fiona to come forward, please, for her project, which is again with a lot of young people, or younger people, I should rather say. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Fiona. My project was basically connecting community gardens to the community itself, but focusing on families and children at this point. So the story so far has been really exciting journey for me. There are simple things like I've got a logo. I've started setting up a website, which is going to be live by the end of this month. This will be linked to key outdoor spaces I've been working with in Forest Gate in Maryland. I'll be expanded beyond these areas as the project develops. Key to the site will be sharing ideas and supporting other spaces to increase their use. Next one. Slightly louder. Okay. I've been working hard to increase awareness and use of our local community spaces by contacting a variety of organisations who may benefit from using them. To date, I have had or held over 30 sessions. I've worked with schools, charities, libraries and churches. I've also begun doing sessions in school holidays when free activities are really appreciated. I've used the community gardens, schools and library websites to promote my sessions, as well as using a variety of local WhatsApp groups to create awareness. I produce my own posters and handouts and attend regular meetings with interested parties. This slide shows some of the connections that I've made, and as you can see, they link up and overlap, which is what I'm loving. For example, I don't know, is Laura Glendinning here? No, she's not today. So Laura works for Care for Calais, and she thought that the Forest Gate community space may be nice for some of the Viking hotel families to enjoy, With her support, I went into the hotel to meet some of the families and to invite them to a Christmas party there. Over 50 came along with children and they enjoyed the activities I provided. Through this, Laura introduced me to Jill from Highgate Church. She also established relationships with some of the families there, and we're working together to bring more families into the garden. In order to attract a cross-section of the community, I've had to think hard about the right organisations to approach, which has meant that I have needed to be flexible with the activities and packages that I create, adapting them to suit individual needs. This is done through meeting with the appropriate group leads and asking what they want to get out of the event or session in the garden. When working with schools, some have requested links to the curriculum, others want to look at class relationships, and others, especially with the SEND children, simply want the children to experience a different space. Numbers coming along from schools are usually 30 children plus 5 adults, and some also come along with their families. The Gate Library is wonderful for its diversity and it's open to all. I came up with the idea of holding a joint library garden session. I read a particular nature book that I found, create an activity around this in the library, and then, for example, making binoculars or something, and then link this with an activity in the garden, perhaps a scavenger hunt using the binoculars. So we basically start here and then we walk up to the garden because it's only about a 3-minute walk. So I'm sneakily getting them to get to know the garden space. So that's been really successful. I get between 5 to 8 families each time. I also supported the Up Garden, Forestgate and Forestgate community gardens with seasonal events. These have included Christmas, Halloween, spring and summer, offering the family activities has increased the numbers and means that the families stay a lot longer and the adults are free to chat and meet new people. Numbers attending have been between 80 to 110 people each time. I'm promoting an increasing number of school holiday events too, connecting with the organisations. I'm already working with, this is a great way to open up the gardens in different ways. Also, a young Sri Lankan girl from the Viking Hotel has supported me with some of the library events already, and I'd like to push a bit more with the volunteering opportunities for people in the gardens. Here are examples of the activity packs that I've put together. When creating these, I'm keeping in mind the local priorities, particularly nature, biodiversity, cleanliness and waste. I always like the groups to go away having learned something about the natural world or how we can support where we live. Momentum really seems to be building as the project matures. I've had some positive feedback about what I'm doing, and I feel my project is benefiting the local community in a variety of ways. And through my website, I'm confident that I can continue to support and share my ideas with other community gardens. Going forward, I'm putting together a family event in conjunction with the Forestgate Forestgate Co-op promoting fair trade. I'm in the early stages of working with Age UK East London, initially creating awareness of the space and eventually working towards some intergenerational events. I will also continue to build on the cooperation between Care for Calais. Ultimately, I would love the community spaces to increasingly become integrated parts of the community, seen in different ways and open for all. People have spent a lot of time creating these spaces with the intention of them being used regularly. To be sustainable, word of mouth is key, but the aim of this project is also to give them, those I've worked with, the confidence to make full use of the gardens themselves. I want them to feel that the gardens are an extension of their space. For example, you know, I want the library to think that Forestgate Community Garden is part of this, and schools are the same. Due to some of the work I've done, gardens have applied for additional funding to support the projects I've started. Earlham School have also asked my support in sorting out their outdoor space in the school, and we built them a mud kitchen. Community garden built them a mud kitchen. New and exciting opportunities keep popping up simply by communicating with the wonderful Forestgate community. Thank you most of all to Mariana and Sophie from the Forestgate Community Garden, who set me on my way, and the support of Suze from the Up Garden, who's been amazing, and Laura, who's not here. I'm very grateful for this funding. It's helped me set up something I'm really passionate about, and it's just the start. Thank you.
Thank you, Fiona. Just to let everybody know, this is Fiona's very first project, and she has done really, really well. Thank you. So our next project is Let's Repair, and Ruma should be online presenting this. Ruma is one of our officers. So Ruma, are you there? Then
Yes, can you hear me?
We can, loud and clear. And please let me know when you want me to go to the next slide, please. Thank you.
Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Ruma Jana. I'm from Waste and Recycling team. So Let's Repair. So this was a project which initially was supposed to be led by one of the residents. She kindly, due to various reasons, couldn't do it. So she approached us to do it. So I was very excited to deliver this project. So from this project, we are scheduled to have 2 repair cafes. We have just done one at this moment, which was on 15th of February in the Forestgate Youth Zone. So in that we have massive successful, and we had, as you can see, the number of hours which was volunteered and the amount of waste which has been diverted and the carbon emission. So we had, and the next slide, please. So if you see here, so we had bike repairs. So this came from Dr. Bike, and us highways team also kindly joined up. So they gave us the people from Dr. Bike, and we had about 10 bikes that was repaired on the day. And it was massively, there was queues, there were people standing all around to get their bike fixed, apart from only one which we couldn't fix it, and the rest all were fixed. Next slide, please. We had Restart, so they are from the electronics. They do all the electrical repairs. So they were also there. They helped us with the repairing of small electrical items. So as you can see in the list, there were quite a lot of items which came in, and most of them were repairable and few of them were at the end of life. But again, not only they do repair, they also produce, give like resources where you can follow through. Like if by any chance because there's limited time in the sessions, sometimes we are unable to cater to everybody. So you can always see from Restart, like where is the next event coming up, and if it's close by to you, where you live, you can always go there. Also, they share like tips how to look after your items, or if there is any small little repairs or anything, they can do that by yourself. Next, you have a textile repair. This was also quite well received, and you can see most of the items were all fixed. And so this was done by Fabrication UK. So this lady, she has supported us in a lot of events. Her name is Barley. And we also had residents who joined up. We had Sue and Jenny who came up, and there was also another resident from Stratford who volunteered for textile repair. So there was again a lot of items which was repaired, and again people, like we had queues for this as well. Next slide, please. So this one was there was workshop for the children for how to repair electronic goods, gadgets. So usually we are teamed up with Team Repair, and we recruit children who can come and do this workshop. So usually in one repair cafe, we do about 2 workshops, about 45 to 1 hour. And we had both the sessions on that day full. So we had over 30 children who gained all the little skills that they need to repair their own gadgets. This was again very well received, and we got very positive feedback from the residents, from parents and everybody. So we look forward to do this again. Next one, please. And we also have a Love Food, Hate Waste workshop in this repair cafes, where residents again learn how to reuse their leftover food. What can they create a new dish? So usually in the demonstration, we show one and we ask them to do another one. So this was, again, we had over 12 residents who joined up the workshop that day, and we got very positive feedback as well. And they are keen to, we have a lot of other bookings coming for the next one. Next slide, please. So as we have delivered one workshop, the second one is scheduled on 15th of April at the Forest Gate Library. So if anybody wish to volunteer, please do contact me, and we look forward to serve you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shilpa. That was really useful. Like Shilpa said, if anybody wants to volunteer, you think you have got a skill by which you can support this project, please email Ruma, I shouldn't say so. Or you can get in touch with myself or Bernard. Thank you so much, Ruma, for this. And Veronica Peters is the resident who put this project forward. Thank you to Veronica as well. Okay, we are all to our last video now. Our last project, last video. So, And Stella is here. This is going to be Stella's video, and the project is Dance for Wellbeing.
I was drawn to these classes because the teacher personally came to Forest Gate Library and personally met everyone and handed the flyers so cheerfully. She approached us with very friendliness and just instantly liked it.
It's very useful to have something like this, a community place where people can come and socialize really.
Relaxing my arthritic shoulder and my slightly arthritic hip. It all helps out.
Well, I enjoy meeting people from the area that I wouldn't have met if I hadn't come to the class.
For many years I was hardly walking at all because my knees were bad, so once I had them replaced, my muscle tone's not very good, so I needed lots of things. Physio is really boring, but this is not boring at all.
So you get your exercise when you get out, you know, and you meet people, so it cheers you up as well.
From the library, I find out about this place, then I come here and I can see the difference before and now. I feel much better.
Well, yes, I think I'm probably a bit less self-conscious, so in this group I don't feel self-conscious, that's all right, yes. That's the main benefit, I think.
Certainly, I find more flexibility and the movements are better. I sleep better.
I think the teacher is very skilled in that she teaches people who are all different, have different capacities, and she still manages to have an integrated class.
Oh, I think the atmosphere, it's nice to meet some local people.
Getting out of the house, I think, is number one. You know, something to motivate, to do something, to not sit in the house and vegetate, which is not very good.
When we come here, we find the room, the hall is lovely, the atmosphere, the vibration, and the music just gets you going. And she gets you going as well. We love the friendly environment, and we discover the parts of the bodies and the muscles we didn't know about in a nice, cheerful, friendly way.
That's fun. That's nice. But basically, mentally, physically, you don't know where you are. You are so happy.
Yes, I would like to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to enjoy these classes, and it would be wonderful to see these classes all over Newham. There are loads of other places people would benefit who are unable to come to this place but can access within their own area. So go on, please promote this into other areas of Newham as well. Let the whole of Newham benefit, get the good benefit, just like we have gained.
May I ask Stella to stand up, please? Like many other residents, this is Stella's first project, and it's mainly aimed at people who have got a real issue with their limbs, or they're affected by stroke and other ailments as well. Stella is here. If you know somebody, please let her know they can benefit from this. And that is the end of our presentations. May I ask for a huge Yeah, they all need an applaud, and I think I'm very, very proud to be associated with all of them. Me, my team, everybody here. Just before I pass you on to Glenette, I just want to say we're running just 10 minutes late. Hopefully you guys don't mind, because we want a good feedback round as well. Okay, so I'm passing you on to for first activity and second activity to Glenette now.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed it so far, and we are really looking forward to your feedback and your comments. As you look around the room, you will see stands with information on the various projects. So we'd ask the project leads to go and stand next to their project, so that people in the room can go and speak to them about their project and ask any questions that you'd like to ask. In this section, we're going to be asking for feedback on not just this year's projects, but the previous rounds, 21-22. So at the back of the room, on the right-hand side, on the window, there's information about the projects that happened in the previous round. So we'd like you to use the post-it notes on your tables, and could you write your comments and feedback? We've got you can use your post-it notes and just stick them on the projects on the walls, or stick them on the papers in the middle of your paper, on the middle of your table. There's some comment boxes. What else? Yes, and also we've got the maps. So this map is of the projects that are for this year, and at the back on that right-hand wall, there were the map of the projects for the previous year. So as Jyoti's already mentioned, we're running quite late, and this is your opportunity to get up and move. So we'd ask you to, if you could do that, that would be fantastic. And also there's a QR code on your table. Please could you remember to do your feedback on that as well. So if you can scan it, those of us who are tech savvy can do that on your phone. And also there is some paper feedback documents as well, papers as well. Yeah. Once we will, how will we get your attention? You might have to shout, but if you could come back to your desk in about 10 minutes. You've got 10 minutes for this exercise. Or 15 minutes. 15 minutes, so you could move around. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, the project leads can go to their And I apologize, I could not give you more time, but there is a chance you can go online and you can provide your feedback as well. So you can email us, and also as you're going out and sitting on your tables again, you can write more feedback. And also we have got this paper on the tables. Just 1 minute. Everybody in the room, could I have your attention, please? If you think these projects have made a difference in this area, please put a note on this paper and we'll pick it up afterwards. Thank you. Okay, as I said earlier, we are at the end of community assembly, so the new cycle is going to start. So before we move forward, this autumn you gave feedback on community assemblies by attending focus groups and responding to surveys, and that has helped us to shape the next assembly. Your feedback has helped shape next assembly for 2023 to 2025. So Community Assembly 2021, it allows you to make a difference in your neighborhood. NUM has chosen to listen to residents, and as you can see on the right-hand side, 1.6 million allocated to NUM's 8 community neighborhoods, 24 local priorities for all the 8 neighborhoods, and then 157 projects voted for by NUM residents, and over 16,500 resident engagements, including 5,000 plus resident engagement created by community assembly projects themselves. 89 of the residents who attended a community assembly in 2022-23 cycle felt more connected to their local area after attending it. 84% of the residents who attended a community assembly in 2022-23 felt that the assemblies provide an opportunity for residents to be involved in decision making. So you said to us, more people from all communities need to hear about community assemblies and participate. We will refresh communication and create more outreach to increase participation and diversity. And that's one of the reasons we have brought this community assembly for Forest Gate and Maryland into the library. So because it's more of a common ground. Again, you said community assemblies need to be more accessible for all residents. We will continue to have hybrid assemblies, improve Neom's corporate voting system, and have in-person voting events. You said 1 year is too short to come up with project ideas, vote, and deliver all the projects. What we have done is extend the community assembly cycle to a 2-year cycle with 1 full year focused on the project and delivery. Again, more support is needed for residents and local organizations leading on projects. We will provide a 2-year program of support clinics at all key stages of the cycle to support you from start to end. And you can speak to the project leads. They have been supported throughout the year as well. So we are here for them as well. Okay, now we move on to Community Assembly 2023-25. So we are starting this in May 2023, when it starts with the first assembly. A lot of people come to us, you all talk to us and you say, this is the challenge in this area or another. It could be cleanliness, it could be health and well-being, and it could be something else. That is your opportunity to come and tell us what are the challenges. Out of those challenges, originate the priorities for this area because you vote on them. It could be 10 different types of feedback we receive or 10 different priorities. Then you'll select the top 3 priorities. So June to July is when you will be generating ideas. And then June to August 2023, you can put in project applications. Project applications are open to all the voluntary sector and also residents as well. So October 2023 will be Assembly 3, and it will be at one of the town halls where projects will do their presentations, which again give you an opportunity to vote on them. And in October, online voting will start, and in November, we will announce successful projects. So because it's a 2-year cycle, the projects with delivery will start from January 2024 and it will go on to May, June 25. And in between, we'll have other assemblies as well. So this all will be on Neom Corporate. You can go and you can check out what the cycle is going to be. So if you want, like I said, more detail, you can also find the evaluation report on the link we have given. We will be sending you an email, or we will put it on Neom Corporate where you can check the evaluation report as well. Okay, so we have got a working group, and the working group has supported us through the year. The working group is our residents, and I will ask Zara to come forward and give you more information on it, because we want a new work, we want you to join as working group members. But please, may I emphasize, if you want to be part of the working group, you cannot become a project lead. Okay, if you're affiliated with any projects or anything, then you can't become a working group member. Here, Zara, please.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. So like Jyoti said, my name is Zara. I'm a resident and I'm one of the Forest Gate and Maryland Community Working Group. Community Assembly, but not working group members. So I joined it because I wanted to get involved with the local community. And I can hand on heart say that that has definitely happened. I've got to know, I feel more part of the community. I know lots about what's going on in Neom. I've met some amazing people as well. And the stories that we've heard and the difference that it's made to residents is kind of quite evident in what we've just seen. So, and I've been privileged to be able to go and watch and see what's happening in some of those projects. So you've heard about how the process worked. As part of the working group, we were at the very beginning thinking about the ideas. So we were involved with helping to shape the ideas at the first community assembly. We then had to go and do the sort of, when the applications came in, we got to look at what the applications were and to help score, so using our local knowledge to help score those projects and say whether they were the right fit for Newham. Am I going too fast? Oh, I'm so sorry. So then once we got to the voting stage, you all voted for the projects that you wanted, and now we're on to the fun stage. So we're actually observing and getting involved with the projects that are happening. We got to choose which ones we wanted to observe and be part of, so that's really exciting. I meant to say that I've got some other working group members, and they are Catherine McGill, I think is here, Catherine, and Joe Dale, who I think was online, Adeyemi, who's also here, and a couple of our local councillors, Councillor Rachel Tripp and Caroline Corbin, who I don't think they're here or online, but anyway, so we're all part of this working group. We meet with the project leads regularly, and I suppose the next part is about encouraging you all to join the working group. I'd really like to become a project lead next time, so it'd be good to get some more people to join the working group. As the working group member, you are representing a diverse range of views in the community. You're using your local knowledge, so we had to use our knowledge to help shortlist the projects and bring into the voting group what might be good to deliver. We get to be involved with the projects and oversee and sort of see what goes on, and supporting local residents, and also helping to shape this local area. So, you know, part of my role in, say, getting involved with Ashok's Vision, for instance, seeing, you know, what one of the young people who was speaking actually said, the people walking by, you know, it does make a difference in the community. So I would strongly encourage anyone here who isn't involved to become a working group member. So like Jyoti said, there's an application process, but I think that there's support, isn't there, available? So there's a clinic on the 15th of March. It's quite a straightforward application, and yeah, I would urge everyone to apply. I think that's it.
Thank you very much, Lara. Can we have an applause for the working group members? Applications are now open, and we have got application forms here as well if anybody wants to become a working group member. And the deadline is Sunday, the 2nd of April. So this flyer is on your tables if you want to take one, and if you scan the code, you will get more information. Okay, just very quickly, we have got some upcoming events, and it's King's Coronation Community Grant is now open if anybody wants to apply for it, and it closes on Thursday, 17th of March. You can go to the website to find more information. Also, we have got another health event here at the Gate Library on Saturday, 18th of March. So please join us. And Let's Repair next workshop is on 15th of April. Again, the flyers are here and the posters are here if you want to take a picture. And Sustainability Fair, Monday, 1st of May, 11 to 4 p.m. It's Forest Lane Park. And Coronation Picnic Party at Up Garden on Monday, 8th of May, 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Okay, if you just please fill in your feedback forms, and if you please help us reshaping the next assembly, we want to hear from you how did today go, what you want to see improved, what has happened in your area, and get help signing up to know Co-Create as well. So please put in there if you want to go on New Co-Create, you get more information, and my colleague Emily here and Chris online, they send all the information by email to you as well. So we don't have Councillor Charlene McLean here today, so I'm going to call Councillor Sabia Kamali. Sorry, Charlene is online, so I will pass on to Charlene, please, to say a few words to say thank you to everybody.
Hi, Ajay, can you hear me in the room? Can you hear me? In the room?
Just a minute, Charlene.
I've just seen Emily run across to turn the volume up.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can, thank you.
Okay, brilliant. Oh, sorry, no, I'm online and we've been having some really great discussions online. Remember, Jyoti, we're hybrid, so it gives people the option to be in the room or to be at home. And it's a shame that I'm not there because I heard you earlier on asking for more chairs. So it's clearly a full house there. I just wanted to take this opportunity just to thank everybody for coming along this evening. And for all of the hard work of the working group members and the residents. The projects are all amazing, and you know, true to the name of Forest Gate, it's very, very green. The project at Emmanuel Church is great, so that there's some green space down at that end of the neighbourhood. I know we have West Ham Park, but you know, Upton Lane, Romford Road, it's all very, very grey. So it's nice to have some greenery that's going to be there. And also, I also liked the Clean Green E15 project. So I used to be a councillor in Stratford Ward, but it's now in Maryland Ward. And I know that area there has definitely got a problem with fly tipping, and it seems to have you know, stops that problem. So it's really great to see that happening. As Jyoti mentioned, the next cycle will be for 2 years, and it will be 200k for each neighbourhood. So there'll be 200,000 for Forest Gate neighbourhood. So please tell your friends, think of project ideas. You've got longer now to think of a really great idea. Tell your neighbours to get involved, join the working group, come to the assemblies, vote on projects. Just be part of making a difference within your neighbourhood. So I'll leave it there for now because we've got 3 minutes. We're 3 minutes in front, and you still need to look at the wall. But yeah, thank you to all the officers for their hard work, to residents and to councillor colleagues for supporting. Thank you.
Okay, this brings to the end of our today's assembly. But before you go, make sure you do the feedback forms and also add your thoughts and comments on the reflections wall. So the registration table where you will register, please put your comments on there. Once again, thank you to all the project leads, working group members, and more than anybody, the residents who have supported us today. Thank you. And another report. Yeah. We are finishing the assembly, but we have got just one information for Forest Gate Festival. So Lunette is going to give us some information.
Jyoti, could we switch the camera and see everyone in the room? It'd be nice to see the room.
Hi everyone. Leah has given me some community updates that I'd like to share with you. On May the 8th, the Up Garden, we have the King's Coronation Festival that's going to take place, celebration is going to take place. You're all welcome to come. On May the 1st, there's going to be, that's the Green Fair, the Sustainability Fair in Forest Lane Park on May the 1st. June the 24th, we've got Gay Pride, Forest Gate Pride, and the 8th of July is the Forest Gate Festival. So we look forward to seeing you all at those local community events. Thank you very much. And good night. Safe journey home.
Everyone.
Chris?
Yes.
I can see
online as well. Thank you, Chris, Emily, Sandra, Joe.
I can see that Chikwi is in the room.
Thanks a lot.
Maybe he could come and talk to us about Emmanuel Church if Joanne's still here.
Yeah, I'm